Hi, sir. My name is Dina. I'm one of the doctors here. Your wife has died. I can explain what happened when she arrived here, but you were there, and it sounds like there was a lot of blood loss.
Yes.
And so I think that she died of blood loss. Her airway was actually okay. I'll call the medical examiner, of course, and we'll do an autopsy and make sure we know for certain. But
I was starting to apply pressure.
yeah. I mean, those were enormous wounds, and it's not.
There were so many.
Yes, and the neck is not compressible, so it's not possible really to stop all the blood loss. Everything that was possible to be done was done for her right away. You did a wonderful, you did everything that was possible. It's not a survivable injury.
An emotional scene on that body cam video showing the moment doctors told Brendan Banfield his wife did not survive a violent attack inside their home. But in the months after, the Virginia man went from victim to suspect. Banfield is now accused of devising a plot to kill his wife in order to start a new life with the family's au pair. The alleged plot also involved luring a stranger into their home in order to frame him for the murder, but that stranger was also killed. Moments ago, prosecutors wrapped up after putting Banfield on the hot seat. So NewsNation's Laura Ingle is closely monitoring this trial, joins us live. Laura, what did prosecutors ask him?
Hi, Nicole. This has been a wild one to watch, and we actually just had cross-examination that has just wrapped up for Brendan Banfield, the former IRS agent who has spent hours today trying to convince the court that he was a protector, not a killer. And while Banfield insisted the accusation of a murder plot is absolutely crazy, his words, prosecution grilled him, revealing the depth of his relationship with the family's au pair. That's one part of it. And they asked him about a 14-page love letter where Banfield wrote he was, quote, obsessed with her happiness, the au pairs, and then pressed him on Discord messages where the two discussed names for their future children. This as he was married. Now, on the stand, Banfield tried to explain the scene that was captured later on this body cam. We have watched it. It's about 50 minutes long, testifying that he burst into the room when he found his wife being attacked, shouting police while holding a gun. Prosecutors pushed back on that narrative, asking why a trained law enforcement officer didn't order the au pair to take his young daughter outside. She was inside the house if he genuinely feared a stranger was in the home. Banfield maintains he was tending to his wife, Christine, when the au pair suddenly opened fire on that stranger who was in the house, Joseph Ryan. He told the court he was, quote, stunned by the shooting and had to yell at the au pair twice to call 911 because she appeared to be in a trance. And then with the cross-examination over and the court on an hour-long lunch, we are keeping an eye on the very latest. We're waiting for that next witness to be called. But this trial, now in its third week, Nichole, has really taken a lot of different turns.
It really has. So, Laura, Banfield and his lawyers certainly painting a much different story than the au pair, Juliana. What is the biggest challenge for the prosecution right now?
Right. So, the challenge for the state is proving that there's premeditation beyond a reasonable doubt. There's a lot of different stories going on with this case. The prosecution's case relies heavily on the au pair's testimony that this was a staged execution, but Banfield painting her as the unpredictable variable, claiming he had no idea she was going to pull the trigger when there was a gun in the house. Jurors now have to weigh the credibility of two lovers who are giving completely different accounts of the same crime. The state will likely use cross-examination to drill down on the digital evidence once we get through more witnesses and the timeline of the affair, trying to prove that Banfield had every motive to want his wife gone. Prosecutors talking about those discrepancies. And again, this is a murder trial that's in its third week, and we've got more to go. Nicole.
More to go. All right, Laura Ingle, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.